Yes, Altit man. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
It's already recording.
Okay. Good. Welcome everyone to
Welcome to our show.
uh, this is it's becoming a podcast.
Sort of. I
Uh,
mean, actually, that was kind of the idea in the beginning, I think.
but it's cool because I think if you see actually we have way there, I was checking that sometimes there is more traffic in these videos than in the best practices itself. Have you
Is it
seen that?
is it a good thing or not?
I mean, when I talked this with my couple, I think she was telling me that it makes sense I mean, because we post these things and many times are we work a lot with glitches and yeah, these kind of things. So yeah, and then we do it often. So I guess yeah, people will see, okay, what the fuck, that people are doing, and then maybe you jump, but maybe I guess I will try to be from the other side. So I guess maybe I will check, but not for 1 hour. what is happening,
Yeah.
because there is no, yeah, anyway. But instead of that, if you're curious somehow for what these people are doing, then these people are talking now. So
Yeah.
then if you find interest in some of these things, then you can just stay there and try to be with them, and then maybe, yeah, I think that make more sense. But it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny. It's funny. And anyway, it becomes. I feel it's more like a. Ah, yeah. By the way, I have this. It's perfect for what I'm trying to say. You see, I have Christ today. Mm,
Okay.
it's becoming like a confessionary. This this
Ah,
uh, this is a confessionary when we comment what is happening.
I
But
see.
it's cool. How are you? How are things going?
Good. Relaxed. I was supposed to be away this week, but it's not happening, and that kind of I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm happy that the performance is cancelled. I mean, it's not my performance. I'm helping, and it's unfortunate, but kind of gave us some time and space to work uh, on the performance itself. So that's kind of good. And yeah, I mean, but the situation now here is, I guess in Belgium it's even worse, but
Yeah,
even in
Belgium is the
Germany,
worst ever.
yeah.
Like we saw today. I don't think Eva was showing me. Yeah, I'm gonna send you like these memes. Sometimes some of these memes are so funny. Sometimes are so stupid.
I mean
But
memes.
memes, yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it's bad here. Yes. So
Yeah.
anyway, Europe is just going bad. We're going back to that.
Yeah. But like every day, like I see these things, and then I just realized that it's just like at the right timing when Node happened.
Yeah, I know. Because I think in Germany was you guys just now are having a little bit more of cases, but when I arrived in Belgium, Belgium was getting bad really fast. So then after 1 week I was here, it was already they proposed things and they were going very bad very fast. But
Mm.
yeah, wait, I just put the notes, where are the notes, text, various text. Best practice text. Okay.
But just to continue on this topic, like I think I'm a bit like happy that we can work on um, like work from home, work on the things that we're doing in summer. For example, is I can maybe reboot the choreographic coding
Doing
online
that.
sessions.
Yeah.
Could be nice too. I don't know how people are, but like for
Mm.
example, especially in North America, they're having hard time, and maybe it's good to do something like that. I actually again working with Mianzu from Montreal, and like well we were supposed to work on another project, and it's just good for me that when things canceled and I have to stay at home, then I can be more I can immerse myself in the project and not having every day like just meeting 1 hour to do something that doesn't work for us. So it's good that like we have like a chunk of
But
time.
because you still were working, doing a lot of events.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
some things are canceled, and anyways, projects are kind of not finishing, but we have some kind of pause for some time, and also the school is restarted, but I think they kind of encourage to meet online instead of on campus, which is still possible, but I think I wouldn't do it.
That is weird, no? Like because so, but anyway, like the charge that you have in your school now is less than before, than how it would normally be. Is it like that?
What do you mean by
Even
charge?
if like the charge, like the academic charge, that's what I mean with it. The amount of time that you have to give for the school, the
Like
amount of
commitment. Yeah.
yeah, and as well like yeah, the amount of planned hours that normally the school will give you per semester now
Mm.
should be, I guess, reduced.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, like the commitment at our school is not so high, and that's kind of the reason why people, like some people live in Berlin, like even though the school is in Cologne, and this is kind of good thing and bad thing at the same time, because some people don't really like engage in the study too much, and I'm kind of on the edge. Like I'm still reminding myself to be at the school, which is kind of difficult in this time. But yeah, I think
Mhm.
doing it remotely is kind of nice because I have option to listen to it, or like doesn't have to be actively participating in a discussion, for example,
Mm.
which I think is really
Yeah.
interesting. Like that's like really online thing that you can just turn off your video, but you can still write in a chat, and that's kind of nice thing. Not the girl who was listening to our talk for 1 2 hours, which happened.
Yeah.
The, yeah, but
Yeah.
these weird things can happen online, so which I kind of like it.
Yeah. 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 I mean, but it's just I'm seeing that because I'm start missing somehow because I'm been working more like just like my school is just pure development. I mean, it's like, but it was my option. I didn't want to do like a master's in arts, in
Mm,
technology and arts. I wanted just to learn the technological elements of yeah, multimedia and communication technologies. But then of course, because then I'm coming from that field, from art, then I mean, I'm at the end of this with my school, but then I'm feeling really like, oh my god, this is so annoying, like, I mean, now it's better because I have my final work so I can do my things, but still I'm trying to say that I miss being in art frameworks, because then you can talk, there is a space for reflection, there is a lot of, I mean, a lot of rising questions, there is time to reflect, and then you hear different bullshit anytime. But then in between all the bullshit, then is there's nice that you make your own filters. I guess in time you learn how to filter from all this information. There are just people just putting out the things.
yeah,
There's very interesting things that you will never think, uh, and some things like that, I mean, and they are reflective and not always, yeah, I mean, applying or trying to solve something specifically, if I compare, for instance, like from what I'm learning is just like very fast, like the framework is super fast, and it's good because then you train other part. As an artist, I feel that I have benefit a lot myself from being in that framework for a while.
okay. Your
But yeah,
video
but
is a bit lost, but
now
you mean
like
to,
this work.
oh, is it glitching? Anyways, so you mean like to be an artist, like being that kind of engineering or development
I would say
kind
like
of
even just client
framework
based.
is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you're working like client based, like there is basically all this framework. I mean, we can go. We always we have this conversation many times, but so I think a part of all this. By the way, I have something interesting to say about that. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're working client base, uh, then you have to provide fast solutions or propositions fast. The So the client fast has, or the subject, the client, it needs to approve or disapprove that fast. So you have to go through this thing fast, this create, because it's still a creative process. You have to go very fast. How can you put concretely something that is abstract and create, and then just put it fast. So I think it's a good skill. I feel that I have learned a lot in the last 4 years that I have been doing this. But at the same time, I feel that I'm at the last part of that. I feel that as well is because it's a school. No, when I work professionally out of the school, just in a really professional environments, let's say I have the last year the opportunity to work like doing art direction in a digital marketing company. So I will never do something like that. But because of the school, at some point, one guy contacted me because he was very curious. He said, like, what are you doing? Basically, and then he invites me, and then basically, so it was the first office job that I got ever. And I was honest with the guy. So the guy said like, okay, just he invited me there, and anyway, so that was working for an office, and then was like longer than a month, but it was nice. I think it would not be nice if I have to stay there maybe for 2 years. You know what I mean? Maybe it was nice experience to go every day, to take the train, go to the next. I mean, I felt very, oh, I'm so productive. I go every. So I feel really nice to be a regular, but then I think it will kill me if I have to do it every day. I don't know. But anyway, I think for what I was trying to say is that in art frameworks, you have more, like in the school, for instance, there is an academia. Then you have places where people are thinking, like, or are,
Yeah,
are questioning things. So then you have the possibility to uh, talk, or actually just participate of a forum, as you said, with a chat. Or
yeah, yeah. And it's not always about solving something, but mostly making it more complicated and
I was thinking
making a
that actually, I
mess.
was about to put that. It's actually about more raising questions and make them more complicated.
Yeah,
Because the idea at the end is just to reflect about something. So it's more about creating interesting frameworks.
yeah, 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 true. Because we don't really agree on the existing frameworks, anyways.
No, no. But that's what I think. That's in the place that I position, or I try to position myself as an artist and trying to learn when I work between art and design. Is, I think, I try to be in between, so it's still in a place that I can make concrete something, that it responds to, or aesthetics, or functionality, or these kind of things.
Mm.
Uh, but at the same time being fluid enough to be in an artistic framework that I will define and sustain by my own concept, and yeah, and thought. And yeah, but I think it's not the yeah, I think I have been trying to do that. In a way, it seems to me like maybe what I'm trying to say is, it seems to me, because it seems to me that as an artist I can be lazy, in the sense that, I mean, in the sense that it's just different. The framework is different, but
Yeah,
I could be lazy as the sense, in the way that I can create, on the name of art, and then I can, if I have experience enough, then I will sustain conceptually my art practice, and that will be okay. So I will define the framework, right? But when you're doing client work, is not like that. So it forces you in another thing, that is still, it goes next to the market, which is, I mean, there are many things to be there, question about it and the system and stuff. But a part of all these constraints, I think as an exercise is just good. If you can have the both experience, I think if you can have the experience of just working for the client, but at the same time you have the experience, you can keep the practice of being an artist. Is such a wonderful language, because
Yeah.
then you are fluctuating between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know how you see this, because I think you have been doing this as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, like in this chat, I was not really expecting to talk about these things, but well, in a way, yes, because these days, like I'm working on like different project with other artists, but I think what you're mentioning is more in the commercial industry. And I still remember like it's already like almost 2 years ago actually. I was working in Tokyo, and that was like a real like commercial thing, like with advertising agency and like cosmetics brand. They were making an installation, and I was just not hired, but I was just freelancing as programmer. And I was just there for 1 month, but like exactly, I was in office from 10 to 5 or something. I mean, I was supposed to be there from 9 to 6 or something, but I was lazy, so I was just like 10 to 5. But people, they don't care what time I'm there. Like if as long as I deliver something, it's okay. Which is good, Like it's kind of I think it's kind of the privilege that like being an artist and not developer. Although what I do is, I think it's just programming, but it kind of makes it a bit like something special anyways, like how people see myself. What I wanted to say was, yeah, like I was there for 1 month, and a friend, actually, like I was invited or recommended by a friend of mine who was already working in this project, and he was working there for like more than a year, I think. And I was just there for a month, but I was like, I cannot really continue this. Like it was like a contract for a month, and they were asking me to extend it like, I don't know, 1 week or 2 weeks, but I just said no, and I just booked a flight to Berlin to move to Germany. I just decided it was really quick. Like I was not sure about my future, but I just decided to leave Japan and go to Germany because that contract was really it was good. It was well paid, and I was really confident of what I was doing. But then at the same time, just it sucks my, well, I don't like the word creativity, but like I just put this, like what I have in this project, and like they just suck everything from me. Like I can do so many interesting things for myself with this capacity, but if I'm just working there, what's left is like, of course I learn things from the project. Like I think in the previous, or I don't know like which um, chat it was, but we talked about like clients or other collaborating artists would ask for something that I would never expect, and
Yeah.
realizing these things is quite fun. But so that's something, and like there's always like takeaway like that, but it's like simply like working for a project and like using my ability for commercial projects for me was like especially like for advertising, like that's just no, because it's hard to say it. I think it's like as long as like we have like a good deal and like I don't overwork and I'm well paid. I mean, the project was well paid, but still, um, maybe because it was like full time commitment. That's why like I felt like if you work for like 5 days, you cannot really do anything on the weekend, I think, and that's what I felt, and that's why I left that industry in a way.
Mm. Mm.
But
Wait, sorry.
these days I work for other kind of projects, like not so much with companies anymore, but I work with other artists, which I still like question, like what is it? Like it's always like, I learn something, and it's always like different projects. It's never like just copying, pasting what I've done and change colors or something, but always this challenge. And for example, in this project that we are controlling robots, and like it's so complex and so many challenges. But like at the same time, I start to feel like, is it really something I want to do? You know, like, I mean, if it's just for money, then that's okay. But at the same time, like,
But
because
you mean in terms of, is like, is about time? Is about like how
yeah,
you're
time.
asking yourself, like, am I investing my time right, or it's about time?
I would, yeah, I think so. Like, yeah, it's hard to say.
Hmm. Time, time. That's something. Yeah, but I think that's interesting, and maybe you can like take it from there as well, like to bring it back to the practice. I think this like this idea of the time, something that like if we just like put it from that example, is something you cannot escape from it. No, like you cannot escape from it. Um, um, but that's so. I mean, okay, without trying to go really into like what is time, but it's basic, but it's just a measurement that we have, no? The measurement that we have, and yeah, and the way of or places work is like, yeah, you time is money, all this thing. Um, so there's so many things that I think I want to do, but I think as well I'm getting better at that with the year. Is like actually it's yeah, I understand slowly better there are many things that I should not do. How to say it? Like maybe I slowly, I think I start seeing what are priorities instead of just jump. Yeah, instead of just jumping, because I would like to learn everything, and you cannot do it. Um, so
Yeah,
and that's it's just it just responds to the time. I cannot because I don't have the time. So then I have to decide. I have to put priorities because I have a limited time right now.
yeah, yeah. I think that's interesting. Like, also, I said about this project in Düsseldorf, but it's one thing is actually not just about the nature of the project itself, but I have to commute, and that takes like from door to door, like it's roughly like 1 hour, and that's quite a lot. And also, given that the train is only like once or twice an hour, I have to, adapt my schedule according to that. And this is really the tricky part of the time. It's not like, am I working for like 6 hours or 8 hours? Um, I don't know if you're still there. The video is lost, but should I just continue? I think I'll just wait a little bit. Checking your message. This is a weird thing about internet, I would say, that, oh yeah, you're gone. So yeah, what I was saying is the time constraint. And also, actually, this is like a kind of meta way of addressing this topic, because now I don't know if I should stop the recording or and just wait for Jorge to come back, or it is something that I should just improvise and say something. And I think this is something not related to the work itself, but through the the practice we do, I think it's just I've started to feel more comfortable improvising and not killing the time, but like gluing the time, because that's what we need to do. Because I to be honest, like I always said, like when I'm on the stage, I always have technology around there, and there's a fear that something will break. And then I always say that I can just dance by myself because I'm physically there and I can do something even if the projector is not working or my computer crashed or anything. As long as there's light, or even there's no light, I can just still move and show something to people. But this is more like an idea I was saying. I think I was confident enough that I could do it, but I never did it. And because fortunately things were working all the time. But when I'm with Jorge, like this happens all the time. I mean, not blaming him or myself or anything, but it's just the nature of how internet works. And because we said that we have 1 hour for, well, not like this chat thing is like discussion is not so strict, but our practice, we keep it for 1 hour. So let's say like we start at 9 p.m. and finish at 10 p.m. So if he's okay, anyways, I'll just continue with him. Okay. Welcome
Yes.
back.
Welcome back. Hello.
So
You're talking about space, I think.
yeah,
Time.
well, I was talking about quite a lot of things while you're gone, actually.
Okay. Can you
So
can you summarize?
no, you have to watch it later. But it's
Okay.
really like a good time to reflect on time, because this is basically the time on the internet that always things don't work, and we
Yeah.
don't share the same time anyway, in a way. So that's really interesting reflection, especially about our practice.
Yeah. I was thinking like, yeah, because I was trying to bring the conversation back there. So then is how you see time, how you experience time in the practice.
Yeah. So I have to be really honest about the last practice. That I remember that it was amazing, and we were so excited after the practice. But to be honest, now I totally forgot what we did, and I didn't really. I did rewatch. I did rewatch once, but still, like I watched from the top to the end. Like I made windows like side by side, and I watched it, but I forgot what it was. But I just remember that it was really quick. It was not like 1 hour.
Very
It
quick.
was very quick. That's the only thing that I remember. And I messed up the sound, so you were always hearing the beat.
No, that was not in the previous one.
Oh, that's not okay. Then maybe I'm just mixing up then.
In the previous one, I know. Yes, there was a beat. Yeah, there was a beat. 'Cause, yeah, the way how I thing is like I see that becomes maybe because I'm thinking in dimensionality often now. So and then is wh- so we have um we share a time there in the practice, right? That's why we said we even said like, okay, don't forget to put
Are you again? Are you gone again? Then I have to improvise again. That means, which I can actually continue on what I was saying. Let me just write to him. Um, so how I ended cut was that in the practice, yeah. So basically, on the stage, I say that I can improvise myself, but on the internet, it's That's oh,
Yeah,
you're
I'm back.
back.
I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So yeah, I was saying that so we start from putting this clock, no? So we said like we agree, that's something that we agree. We want to have um an agreement to know. I mean, if it's at some point, if at some moment is relevant to know what place in time where were we, and actually that somehow we propose it. I guess is because we are trying to map, in a way we are trying to, I think, to map the intentions in time, because we are not doing linear composition, like we are just glitching things between feedbacks.
Yeah,
So it's not really relevant to know the composition at that moment, maybe because it's just glitching actually. But in terms of intentionality, I think it is, or trying to understand what was happening, what was happening at that moment specifically, what was happening in that side and what was happening in this side. So, and in a way how I see it in that practice, I don't know what you think about it, is that we so we collapse a chunk of time. So we choose 1 hour of time. Now we are very precise that 9 is close, so we close the chunk of time at 10. um but in between, then the time is moving constantly fast. This, the way how I experience is, for instance, if I'm stuck at something and I have to ask you, that's short.
mm,
But is no, it's super long the time, no, because then I'm stuck. So I'm trying to get more information. But if I'm into something, if I'm in the flow of something, then the time goes.
yeah,
I don't know how you experience that.
yeah. I think. I mean, when you ask me something, I don't know if it's long or short. In a way, it's kind of short because we are kind of trying to solve it quick, but we just see the time running, which is like a different kind of um, time. Time goes fast because yeah, that's I would say. Yeah, always this practice is so weird. Like I I think that it's more like obvious, like for like a first 15 minutes or until like 30 minutes. Like I feel it's a bit slow, and I
Yeah,
don't know
me
like
too.
what's like how fast I should do it. Like this pacing is really hard, and then
I
after
agree.
that it's just like goes, and then around like so always like we have this kind of you know um, I don't know what's the name, but we just try to do the like last 10 minutes, like just
That's
that's just
true,
like
man. I was
running
like,
and
we go
running.
really trecento. It's so true. Like, but I think all these things. I think that's what it make the practice interesting, because we have doing. We should start. I put it here like Naoto numbers practices. How many practices do we have so far? We need to make a party as well when we go to the 100, for instance. We should have already now more than 20, I'm sure.
It could be, but yeah, like 1 year in 1 year, like we can have like 50. So
Yeah.
100 would be yeah. We have to do it for
A
like two
lot.
years.
Okay, so let's say we have to really celebrate when we do 50. When we do 50,
50,
50 is a
sure.
lot.
Yeah,
And we have to do like we have to think in doing something special. Like yeah, something related with the practice. A practice. We have to do a practice. But what I'm trying to say is like maybe that's why, because we come together often, is like that's part of the underlining lines of the contract, or like in a ways, like because we know in a way we are practicing this often. It's true, I feel always the half an hour as well. I'm more like is more pacing and then testing, and then from there we start ramping up, and then there are things happening, and just at the last part, the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, then just we both go like bananas. Like,
But I would say like one thing about this is that it really works well because sometimes things don't work. You know, like we have like technically something's wrong, or when we were at Node, you know, like things were just not working. But at the, you know, this 10 minutes, like we just decide to do whatever we can do, you know, and that's the
but it's
most
true.
interesting part.
Yeah, because that's so it's basically in a way it feels like no matter how, at the last part we do whatever we can do.
Exactly.
And it's some kind of an agreement without means is unspoken agreement.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that I think that's cool because I see it very close to dance and to composition in dance. Like these are the kind of agreements that you will do when you are dancing with somebody, and then you know the person, or even just not in dance but in football. And I know like when you have to get to know a partner, then you know, then just basically you don't even have to think, just you both are thinking in a similar way,
Yeah,
where to go, how to navigate. But I think so that I think that's cool. But then I think this is the first time that we are talking about time. To be honest, I don't
could
think
be.
that I don't think that we have really speak about time. We talk about space, but I think time.
Intentionality.
I think this is about time, and I think it's very interesting because um, we perceive the time because we are here, but that's proof if you are in other. So we experience, our bodies experience time, what they call time, or we age in certain way because we are constrained in these dimensions that we have, this third dimensionality, right? So every human, our bodies respond to the nature, basically the planet that we are, right? But if you will be, if this body will be in other dimension, so there will be other physic forces and other thing, the body will not age in the same speed. You see what I mean? Like this is so we are aging here because of the planet, basically because we live in this planet, and then everybody will age in the same way. But if you will be in another planet or another place where the physics of the place are different, then you will age differently. Like let's say gravity is different, or oxygen, all the constraints that makes the dimensions of the world are different, then your body will age different, right? I mean, that's proof when people go to the astronauts, for instance. When they come, I don't know if is that they age less.
I don't
I don't
know.
know, but it's just kind of like I think it's like just a tiny fraction um, of that. And then you can prove that the body in other conditions or it just age different. And in other words, you old faster in the earth in relation with other in other in the space, let's say. And I bring it here because of that. So that means basically a dimension, no? Like let's say this planet is our dimension, like the way how we experience the our bodies right now is in this three-dimensional space, the way how we perceive the world as humans. But in the practice, then we perceive the world in a two-dimensional space. So it's through the screen is two-dimensional, right? And yeah, I don't know what I was trying to say.
So there's different time, basically. That's you may
This is
want to make
different
that
time.
conclusion. I don't know. Like to
And
be honest, like I don't know. I don't think I did. I agree with most of the parts. So that means I disagree with most of the parts. I mean, what you say is probably right, but I think what makes more difference is probably like more individual, like perception and stuff. And I think what's more
So
interesting
that's
about
one thing,
this.
but you cannot escape the laws for the like physics laws. Like one thing is your perception, but no, I think I have to disagree with you in terms of like with dimensionality in the sense like so that's perception we perceive based, and that's coming from our senses, right? So the good example is like the perception of the dimensionality of the an insect life is different than us because their senses, the senses of a fly, are different than our senses. So I agree. I think physically let's say, or the things that makes us like we just experience as humans in the same way. I mean, what
For
I'm saying is not.
sure.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
So, well, I don't know, like because I think individual difference is quite huge, and also like, but I didn't think about going to this direction, but I was more interested in like thinking about dimensionality in a way that this is recorded and we can watch it later, and that really makes a difference, because if it's just one time thing is and that's not recorded, then we just experience as like in that place in that time, but then we can rewatch it. That creates
And if
another
you watch
reality.
it, but if you watch it again, but maybe that's interesting. Then when we watch this again, then could you experience yourself again?
I don't think so, because it's already changed. I mean, you can
But
try.
you have, but don't you think that still you could, like it will I mean, if you're seeing yourself, speaking yourself, I think part of that, I mean, partly you are re viving something, reigniting something that is in you as a memory.
Sure, that
And then
that
partially,
is
and then from
possible.
that point of view, I think partially then you will relive that thing again. Of course you will not, because that's in the past, but because it's captured in that medium.
But
So
it's
then, yes, sorry, yes.
but this is like kind of, we're trying to think that we try to recreate, re-experience that, but what could be more interesting is that we can have another reality through each other's screen, for example, and that just, it's not just like we are replaying it, but it just creates something new, which is more interesting, I think.
Yeah, 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 I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Well, I think this has been like we end up talking of this, like, because you know why I put it here with question mark, because it's the first time we start speaking about time, because time is something that is time actually when I was searching about it some time ago, some years ago, and it's like it's that's a very it's something that people don't really, it's not, it's just it's time in a way, it's just like it's a coordinate system that humans give to just experience and just to use it. But yeah, it's something that is very, you cannot really prove like time. I mean, yeah, you can go really deep into that sense. Like time is something, is a constant that we have, but at the same time it's so difficult to talk about it, so we cannot escape from it, but we can as well, we cannot talk about it. It's very, even then if we put it about in the practice, I think it's like we create a universe for 1 hour, and in that 1 hour, I think if we are not thinking at the time consciously, then just we are kind of like floating and enjoying what is happening and just like being fluid in the time, because the time it feels differently, as you said, like at the beginning is slow and then after it's fast. So basically we float between a frame that we understand. um, but maybe it's because as well we don't really have consciousness about the time, about at
I
that
do.
moment. You have you
This is
think you
what I
think in the
what I,
time.
this is what I wanted to ask you actually. That I'm always aware of the clock
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I need to time things, the pace, and especially at the very end. Like I
Yeah.
always look at the clock. Okay, it's 58. It's 58. It's 58. Now it's 59. 59. 59.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm just closing this. 59. 59. 59. Okay, 10. I close it. Like it's really like, but it's not really stressful. Like it's just part of it, and I'm kind of used to, I'm autistic, and I'm just like, sometimes I'm just looking at the clock all the time because I just need to see it, and there's no reason. And it's not like I'm waiting for something, but like every 2 minutes I look at my phone, check the time, and okay, now again it's after 2 minutes, again it's after 3 minutes. Like this is like kind of something I do, so it's okay. I don't know
Mm.
why I'm saying this, but
No, but I think it's cool because we're talking about time. Hmm. So
I don't know
weird, but
how it
then
is, like how you're like, how much like conscious you are in the practice.
I think in the practice, I think I feel at the beginning that I have all the time in the world. I feel like that, and then slowly, then I start feeling that the time is passing, and that there are things that I want to do. So then it's my desire of things that I want to do, and then basically then seeing that the clock is coming. I think it's, yeah, my experience. I think every single time has been the same in this structure. The beginning, I think I have time. So then, if I have time, then I relax. So then I will just try to float and be very um, conscious of my body, your presence, the elements that I have, and do a nice artistic research. At some point, I start seeing the clock, and then I start putting some kind of like it's kind of like click, and then I see like, okay, I have to start like moving on, and it just be more concrete. And then from then at some point it's like it's getting again, then I start getting more, okay, I need to start doing something, and then I start getting more stressed. But I mean, now, before it was really stressed because of the technical things. Now I'm not stressed from that.
Mm,
um but it still is like, okay, I need, there are so many things, and then I got like, and then at some point it will be around 5-10 minutes, 2 minutes, depends how my experience was through the practice. But then at the end, at that last part, I say like, fuck it, you know. All these things that I have been building up, I just said fuck it, I'm just gonna do
yeah,
something, like, and then I end up doing something that it comes really from my heart. And then
yeah.
I think every single time it goes in the same way. I think so. There are different elements, but basically the chunks go like that, I think.
I see.
Yeah.
And it's just like at the end you go like crazy, and but it can only happen because we build up something there. Like it doesn't. It's maybe there's no connection, but
No, no, no. There has to be
we.
connection, because if I will be doing it alone, I can, like when I did my solo alone, for instance, I go in that crazy. There is more. Um, there is more dynamism in the things that I do, in the sense like, I don't know, I have a peak after five. If I do my solo for 1 hour, then I have a dynamism, like very high peak after 10 minutes, and then I go slow. And I mean, there are many different peaks that I feel when I
Mm,
do alone. But if I'm with you, because I know as well that you are leaving at 10 o'clock, then I know that for what we're doing, that is the practice that is together, I need you to be there. Even if I'm doing crazy things alone, then I once you're gone, the practice is gone as well.
yeah,
So then, even though I'm not directly like trying to do something with you, then I need, yeah, you are there. Even when I'm really fast in my doing, you are there. If you're
yeah,
gone, I cannot keep on go. Yeah,
yeah.
I've not tried. Yeah, I don't know how it's
And
for you.
I was just sorry. I was thinking about something else. I was just wanted to ask
Yeah.
you, like, so it's already 15 minutes we were talking, which is, I think it goes by like really fast. Like it just feels like talking for like 20 minutes or something.
This time we were so unstructured. I mean, like the before we went into Node, and somehow I see my notes because I keep my notes, and then I see like slowly I start like building something, and then like now when we have these talks, like I still do my notes, but then they are very unstructured. But I think it's just it's the way how they go, and they're okay. Because my intention was talking today a bit about space in terms of actually more concrete about curatorial processes and space,
Ah, I see.
space. Where now is yeah, now we have to close soon. Because at some point we start speaking about time, and that was about, I saw the clock, it was around half 10:30. So then
Okay.
we were in the time for a while.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I know. I just thought like maybe we can also think about the topic or theme every time, which probably doesn't really,
Okay.
work. I mean, it would work, but it's not like the purpose of this chat. Um, yeah, but I think this note thing is quite important. Like, sorry that I don't take notes. I
It's
suck at taking
okay.
notes. But I think it's nice if we can have some kind of archive, like not just videos, but something that.
Archive.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I can actually share the notes that I have in a document, and then just share it.
yeah, but
And yeah,
but I have to be honest that I don't really like your notes. No, no, no. Like no, like totally, it totally works for you, but it's just like okay, I see it, but then it's just okay. I don't know it.
but what you don't like of the notes, like the structure of the notes.
I think it's just that I need to put some energy to understand it.
Yeah,
Like
of course. Like, I don't
yeah,
understand what I read.
yeah, and that's
Like,
just then
like
then
I
I feel like
understand it.
okay, just fuck it, you know.
Yeah, 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 of course. Yeah,
No,
because
no, but
I
I
have to
totally,
put some time in that. Yeah, always.
but I like that you're doing this, you know.
Yeah,
So
but anyway, when I do these notes as well in different subjects as in different topics, I it takes me time. Every if I want to use my notes, it takes me time for it. It's for me like what the fuck am I saying? Because as well I have typos, have different things, structure, like yeah. So, but anyway, I will share this in a document,
sure,
and then I will put it there every week. And then you can put maybe with colors something as well if you want to join
yeah.
that.
I mean,
Um,
I actually make some effort to tag in the YouTube video, which
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to say it, annotation or these
Ah, yeah,
little
yeah, yeah. You
chunks.
did it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I would say
yeah.
that's kind of the way for me to take,
Okay,
no,
no, you
not
do it.
taking
You do
notes.
it like this. Yeah, because for me, then yeah, that's different. That will be a different exercise for me. No, but do it like that because I think it's cool like that. And then maybe because I thought, yeah, if I want to do that, then I will have to upload my videos, which is okay.
Yeah,
I will do it at some point maybe, but at the same time, now all the videos are just organized there, so I prefer to keep them in one place.
yeah, or we have to go back to the peacemaker.
No, but I will just, I mean, we are really realistic, like we are just busy. Like that's just like I don't really have too much time, so it just has to be practical. I think now like this works. Like I think I will
Sure.
just share this and about the topics for the meetings. I think is that the way how I'm seeing is that I there are some things like for instance that we talked today about time, um and yeah, it's what the way how I see how I do it is I once you upload the video, then normally I summarize that in between two words or one word, Like I put it always when I tag you, I said like chat, uh, time, and something else. I guess
Yeah,
something will come up over here,
yeah,
which is not a big note, but it just gives some. It was. It's
yeah.
about what
Like
we
a
were.
title.
Some title exactly. There's a title.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think how we're doing right now is like totally good. Like fine. Like it's. I'm not saying that we should add something or yeah, like we don't even have to bring anything to this chat because it's just happening like this. So
And I think maybe is if we for instance it's like it's because I felt before we went to Node, I really felt that I was building up something. So like now I'm a bit lost from that, but at the same time I'm okay with it. So and as well because we keep on doing this. So yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
um maybe you should stop maybe the recording for now.
Okay. Bye.